Hey guys, welcome to 11:30, November 30th, 2017. Today's version of the Kick-Ass Coaching Session. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. We're going to cover a couple different topics today. Questions again every single day. I just kind of compact them one by one and see what's really the best answer. So I think probably our questions today are really, really good and really relevant, especially going into the holiday season. So that's pretty much it. Question number one, having a pro image and being on time. Well, two different questions, basically. So we can look at this from a standpoint that being on time is vitally important. There's no doubt. If you have a job, some kind of career, you got to be on time in some way, shape, or form. So there's no question about that. Being professional, having a professional image, excuse me, that's very, very important, whether you're in the workplace or you have your own business or you're in the sales position. So I could say that's actually very, very vital. There's no question about that. If you're in business for yourself or you have employees, technicians, things like that, having a pro image is very important, especially here in the Metro New York area. A lot of different people come to houses and businesses to do work. Sometimes they're not the most reputable people in the world that show up there, and they may be trying to pull a con or something like that. So, being uniformed, having maybe an ID tag, something like that is very, very important, especially in metro area, to separate yourself from everybody else. So it is part of a uniform. I believe in a uniform. There are people that I know that don't necessarily agree with me, but from my experience working for large companies, franchises, my own business, over and over again, there's no question that being in a professional uniform that separates yourself from somebody else, that identifies yourself, is vitally important. And being on time, also part of this. The nice thing about being on time is you keep the customer very happy. Customer does care. When I moved to New York, I found out about something called New York time. I wasn't quite sure what that was, but it means the customer usually anticipates that you're going to be a little bit slow, a little bit late. My old partner had informed me about that, and it is true that they expect that you're going to be a little bit on the late side. What are you going to do? I guess for me, if I'm going to be 10 minutes late, even if it's in Brooklyn, to meet with somebody, I'm going to call them and say I'm going to be 10 minutes late. Everybody's time is valuable. It's something you cannot replace. It's the only thing you cannot replace. It's the most important thing out there is time. If you're trying to make money, time is vitally important. If you're trying to, it's something you just can't replace. I guess that's really what it comes down to. So I would say being on time is vitally important. Communicating that you're going to be on time. If you're going to be late for any reason, traffic, if you're in New York City, traffic is second nature to you. You're going to run into it. You know it. You're prepared for it. It doesn't make a difference. So being on time is very important, and communicating that you're going to be on time or not on time is also vitally important. I could say it from the point of our restoration business, that it's very important. Of course, we're running out to emergency services, so we had to be out there within typically an hour, 90 minutes max to help the customer out and get their property back to service. So when you're in New York, it's very hard to be that time. Number one, you've got traffic. Number two, you've got only certain roads commercial vehicles can go on here, so it does really thin out some of your options. So that's kind of key. So being on time is important. Having a professional image when you show up to a house is very important. From my experience and from my track record, whether it was working for another company, running that company for somebody, or having my own professional image is very important. So if you're in sales, suit and tie, or at least something along those lines. I know some of the things have changed. You can go into jeans sometimes now with the sport coat and maybe a tie, and it's still fashionable and it still works. But it depends on the situation. But always look professional, no question. Next question: do customers want to be sold to? Well, no. They absolutely do not want to be sold to. They want to buy. I learned this from a gentleman named Lee Pemberton, Jim Pemberton. If you're on there, you guys. I have mad love for you. Lee said this years ago. People don't want to buy. They want to be sold to. And I'm not sure if he's the one that came up with it or not, but it's the first place I heard it from. And it's profound. It's stuck by me throughout all this time. People want to buy, and they want to know what they're buying. They want to know the value behind it. They want to see value behind it. There's just no question. So if you can present some type of value to the customer, you're going to do very well. For many years, I was involved in going from a route one after another, 4 to 5 locations a day, and adding on extra value to the customer, adding additional services, additional products. I made it a habit, 100%, to only offer those products when they needed them. So I was very proud. Nobody came back and said, why did I buy this? Why did I buy this? Over the whole career of, at that point, probably 8 to 10 years of going into houses every single day, 4 to 5 locations a day, 6 days a week, you tend to get really repetitive, and I won't compromise. I want somebody to understand what they're buying, why they're buying it, what the benefit and what the value is to it. So very, very important to understand that. Customers want to be drawn to you. You want the customer to come to you, not you go to the customer. So you have to create that value in advance. In the words of Manny Talavera, one of my coaches, you want to create value in advance. And there's just no other way around it. If you want to present a product or service to a customer today, you have to prove it without a doubt. No shed of irrelevance has to be part of it. You have to make sure that that customer understands fully the value of what you're trying to do. And how do I present my product versus service? Well, here's a big thing in the book that I have. It talks about product versus service. Service itself, anything you do, whether you're a carpet cleaner, a disaster restoration company, a plumber, drain cleaner, real estate agent, it doesn't make a difference. Whatever you are, you're presenting a service. A service is a commodity, plain and simple. Service is a commodity. It's something you do. So you could never base it on that it's a service. Now, I work with service professionals because service professionals are in the field doing things on the front line, having their employees on the front line. That's the only realm I really like to work, is companies that work directly with the service end of it. However, they're selling a product. Service is what you do. A product is who you are. So when people are buying from you and buying from your company, they're buying a product because they're buying it from you. So that's very crucial and very sometimes tough to understand when it comes to changing your mindset. You are the product. What you're selling is the product. The service is the commodity that nobody really cares about. You're not really gained up. If you're one carpet cleaner with a multi-truck company with one of the colors yellow, green, blue, black, whatever the case is, it's a commodity you're selling. They'll go down the line from your company to the next company to the next company. Trust me, I guarantee this is the way it happens. I've been on that side of it. They're going to go from one to the other to the other. Know your reputation ahead of time. So the marketing's done in advance. So they do call you. But then your only separation is going to be what do you deliver? What product do you deliver? I see my buddies online right now that owns a very, very amazing drain cleaning business. Is now diversified into plumbing and some forms of construction. Billy, I love you. You know that. I see you on here. Thanks so much for joining us. Billy runs it right, and he runs it. He's built it up piece by piece. He's built up a great impression. He does what he says he's going to do. And he's delivering a product. Now, if he's going in and clearing out a drain or doing plumbing work in the house, he is, he's doing a service. He's doing something that is needed to get the job done. But they're hiring Billy. They're hiring his company. When you see how he presents things and how he comes out to a house, he does it right. So that's key. How do you present your product versus your service? Very simple. You are the product. What you do is the product. I should say, let me rephrase that. What you do is the service. My apologies. You are the product. So, long story short, make sure you're delivering a product that is you, what you're about, what your company's about. That's today's 10 minutes kick-ass coaching. I really appreciate your time. It is November 30th, 2017. Every single day I'm going to try and bring these to you, even if I try to record them late at night. But I happen to be in here today working out of the office and had a few minutes to put things together. So, you rock. Have an awesome day. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.